create the triggers to spawn enemies, or put them all in one room to build a really uncomfortable hellspawn mixer. Or you can do a lot, and you can do a little.
Yeah, and you also, what I love is you have a lot of control over the look and feel of the environment. There are way more options than I imagined. So I was inspired by the grainy filter to work on a film noir adventure with demons. However, I am actually sad to report Fedora is not part of Snap Map. I was disappointed too.
Because they're part of every aspect of gaming.
But if that's not enough for you, there is, of course, competitive multiplayer.
Yes, and the thing I love about competitive multiplayer is it really is a throwback to when I started out, back in the Tech TV days. There was the Quake 3, that kind of classic way of competitive multiplayer. But then when you add in the ability to spawn in as
I can't believe I didn't.
That's where it also has this.
I can't believe I didn't mention that in the pre-show predictions. A new Quake title would be really nice.
Now, Doom and Fallout 4 are just some of the Bethesda games we're playing. And Morgan,
yes,
I do understand you've been spending quite a bit of time with the Elder Scrolls Legends, which is the strategy card game.
Elder Scrolls Legends?
Elder Scrolls universe that
Somebody say something about Elder Scrolls Legends?
Is currently in closed beta.
It is. So back
yeah,
in
it's so
April,
scripted. It's just like
the game was in closed beta.
it was so much better last year because I don't think it was this scripted at least.
Lucky one. Now, this being a closed beta, I know that everyone has agreed not to utter a word about their experiences, but it's just you and me right there. So how about you just tell me how it is?
No, you're just gonna have to see for yourself. If you can get an invite, I recommend batting your eyelashes.
Like this, please.
It's not gonna work. Hope is not lost, however. There is
that is so bad.
Welcome to the Elder Scrolls.
That is so
Legends, a strategy card game featuring creatures, characters, and lore from across the history of the Elder Scrolls. Each battle begins with a hand of 3 cards. When it's your turn, you draw 1 card and gain 1 magicka, needed to play your cards. Place a card on one of 2 sides, called lanes. Some lanes have special conditions that alter the field of battle. Choose to attack a card in the same lane, or attack your opponent directly. You win when your opponent is out of health. Take enough damage and one of your runes will shatter. Each time this happens, you will immediately draw a card that could change your fortunes. Your choices and a little luck can tip the scales from defeat to victory. Battle anytime or anywhere, on your own or against other players. Test your might in a full campaign, in quick skirmishes, or in the arena where you'll face a gauntlet of foes. Build your collection of allies, armaments, and magic. Combine your cards to create powerful decks. Train your cards to increase their power. Choose your strategy. Choose your path. Choose your destiny. And become a legend.
Legends isn't the only Elder Scrolls game that's having a moment. The Elder Scrolls Online had a very big year.
Yeah, so even though the game has been available for more than 2 years, they've made some really big updates to Elder Scrolls Online since launch.
Let's see, there's Imperial City. Players finally got to face off against Molag Bal's army. Then in December, Orsinium added over 20 hours of new content to Elder Scrolls Online.
They also made a whole bunch of changes that the community and media really responded to. The Elder Scrolls Online went from what the devs admit was a rocky start to being named best MMO at the end of 2015.
It would be, I would turn off the stream if I didn't like Adam Sessler. Like, I'm so used to him just being scripted that, like, I'm just used to it.
That we've all loved in the other Elder Scrolls games. For example, they picked the Gold Coast of Cyrodiil.
How he is as a person is kind of funny, so I mean, just seeing him, like, go according to his script is...
I kind of want to tell the residents not to get too used to the place or not that attached. As an Elder Scrolls junkie, this is exactly what I love about ESO. It's getting lost in all the expansive lore and geography.
And speaking of fans, we would like to take a moment to say hello to all of the Bethesda
They're talking about
fans
your favorite
around
title,
the
Nick.
globe.
From London to Moscow, Paris to Tokyo, gamers have gathered to watch the BE3 showcase. And down in Australia, Bethesda's taken over the Sydney Opera House so fans can watch the showcase live.
And earlier today, we got to chat with some of the gamers here in LA who lined up to see the showcase. Let's take a look at what they had to say.
All right, here we are. It's a few hours before the start of BE3, but people have been lining up here since, I believe, 7 o'clock in the morning.
I know. This is a dedicated fan base. They know that the closer they are to the front of the line, the better seat that they're going to get inside the showcase, and that is a big motivator, I know, for people to get here early, get their seat right in the front of the theater.
Exactly. One big screen, front row. It's exciting, but let's better understand some of the hardest core Bethesda fans.
All right, now you couldn't have a showcase like this without some amazing cosplay. Now you helped build this, so you can tell us a little bit about it.
She's cosplaying Keeper from The Evil Within. It took us forever to make this tenderizer, and it took her about a day to make that.
I mean, look, I love that game, and I love the Keeper. Everyone else knows him as Boxman. Would you mind just trying that on for one quick sec? I just got to see this. Yeah. That's really, really, really effective.
And what was the inspiration behind this costume? Like, you know, what spoke to you about it?
It just took us like 2 days to finish The Evil Within, and we played that like all night, and that was giving us like little heart attacks, and we just fell in love with the game.
So what else are you guys excited about? What are you excited to see here today?
For one, gameplay for Dishonored 2, because we've been so excited. Just the first trailer from last year, waiting in line for hours. So we're just like, yeah, I hope we get to see other stuff. Maybe Elder Scrolls? Maybe new Elder Scrolls?
Well, actually, going back to Dishonored 2, I mean, now we have an adult grown-up Emily Caldwin. Is that something you're considering for cosplay?
I'm actually working on doing Emily. I started the scarf last year, and I've been thinking about like what swashes I'm gonna use, like what kind of fabric, and trying to put it all together and trying to make it nice. Maybe for PAX. Maybe for later on, maybe this next year, but it's gonna get done.
All right, well, I'm really looking forward to it. And on that note, I think all four of us and so many other people out there are excited for another and maybe deeper look at Dishonored 2. But let's right now look at last year's trailer to get us all excited.
It's happened again. Someone's pulled the rug out from under you. An empire at your feet, and you've lost it all. Be honest, did you really deserve any of it? More important, what would you do to get it back? Careful, there's always a price to pay. What you decide will ripple across the years. Blood in the gutters and corruption on the wind. It'll be fun watching this unfold. What will you do with the power I've given you? How will you make your mark on this wretched world?
Cover your face, but I know who you are. Emily Caldwin. Nothing is an accident. Everything is in motion. All of it has led you to this exact second in time.
Think before you strike. If you kill me, you become the assassin we claimed you were. You become one of us!
years are long, but it's always good to see a familiar face.
I'm pretty excited for that. I think some people in here might be excited for that too.
Excited. That's a nice understated term. Well,
Yes.
you will not have to wait long. Bethesda has announced that Dishonored 2 will be available worldwide on PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and PC November 11th.
Now you play as either, I know they're excited for that too. You play as either Emily Caldwin, who we just saw in the video and who looks super awesome and who's who I am going to play as, or Corvo Attano, who is also pretty awesome, but I am playing as Emily.
Well, both characters are fully voiced, and they bring a different perspective and play style depending on which one you play. So, you know, there's a good reason to maybe play both.
I guess. They do have different powers also. If you played the first game, you're going to be familiar with Corvos. They are going to be significantly upgraded. Emily's are actually all new, so as always, there are going to be tons and tons of ways to play the game. But I do want to make a note of the location that we saw in the trailer. It has a very different feel than that sort of industrial Dunwall that we saw in the first game.
So the city is called Karnaka, which is really fun to say. Try it all together. Karnaka. Karnaka, Karnaka. It's like Majiku Kakotani, you know? It's just fun. It rolls off the tongue. Anyway, it's based on southern Mediterranean countries like Greece and Italy. But what I noticed was the significant verticality of the city. Does this mean that, you know, we're going to be going really, really high, be up in the clouds, getting vertigo, and that's how we're going to be doing the sneaking around?
At least Emily will be when I play as her.
Okay, you're going to play as Emily.
Did I mention that?
I think you did.
You know what I didn't see in Karnaka, though? I didn't see.
What did you see?
Rats.
Rats? Maybe rats, yes. There are significantly less rats in Dishonored 2, unless you use Corvo's Devouring Swarm, because then you're going to have some rats there.
Right.
Although, I don't know, the rats seem to be a little bit more pleasurable next to the blood flies. Karnaka seems to be filled with blood flies. That sounds so friendly and warm and cuddly.
They're kind of cute. But we both have a significant amount of affection for Dishonored, rats and all.
Yes, we do. It was my personal game of the year back in 2012, the year that it came out, and I played through it 3 times since then. And I would say, if you haven't had the chance to play it, I do highly recommend the Dishonored Definitive Edition, which is on current-gen systems with all the DLC included. Having said that, if you haven't played the original, trust me, you can jump right into Dishonored 2 without a worry.
All right, guys, I think we've had enough speculation, don't you?
I think so.
I
think so.
I have a sneaking suspicion that we're going to see a lot more Dishonored 2 tonight.
I have one of those sneaking suspicions as well. I don't know where it's coming from. All right, guys, the showcase is about to start, but we will be back in an hour with exclusive interviews and new info. So please stay tuned to the live stream and follow along on Twitter.
All right, here we go.
Hashtag BE3.
And send us your questions and comments. If we read yours, you might even nab a special giveaway that you want. You want it, trust me.
All right, they're timing me. I'm getting excited. Everyone here getting excited? All right, where are we? 6, 5,
4, 3, 2,
all right, guys,
1.
enjoy the show.
Enjoy.
Quake? Oh my god. If it's a new Quake, I'm gonna die. And I completely forgot about Quake. Oh man. Oh man, they're doing it. They're doing it. This is about to be good, boy. Quake 4, I'm there. Rest in peace, Overwatch. Just kidding. Dang. Oh boy. Quake Champions. Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Studio Director of id Software, Tim Willits.
Wow. How did I forget about Quake? Like, I guess I just thought it was so unlikely they'd announce a new Quake. Completely forgot about it.
Good evening, and welcome to the Bethesda E3 Showcase. Yes, Quake is back. The game that defined competitive multiplayer is back and better than ever.
Yes.
You know, it's hard to believe that 20 years ago, Quake was first released. And, you know, if you'll excuse the pun, the aftershocks can still be felt to this day. Quake set new standards for multiplayer and pushed the boundaries for graphics and gameplay. Quake also became a pioneer for esports. And 20 years later, Quake is still played in tournaments across the globe. The biggest of those tournaments is our very own annual gathering, QuakeCon.
Quake is like, oh, Overwatch? That's cute. Quake Champions.
As a co-designer of the original game, I'm extremely proud and excited to be standing here today to announce the next chapter of this great game, Quake Champions. Quake Champions is a competitive, arena-style, first-person shooter for the PC, designed for players of all skill levels. Whether you are new to Quake or have been fragging for the last 20 years, Quake Champions will give you the challenge and rush you'd expect from id Software multiplayer games. Now, we know that high-end performance is critical with this type of game. You know, so be assured, as with any id Software game, that Quake Champions will be fast, with amazing graphics running at 120 hertz with unlocked frame rates. Yes.
Great. I gotta
You're
buy a
gonna
1080.
get heart-stopping action that will keep you on the edge of your seat as you fight in classic arena combat. Quake Champions also taps into another hallmark of the franchise: unique and badass characters. The game features a diverse cast of warriors, each with different attributes and unique abilities, allowing you to fight the way that you want. And you know that id has a long tradition of supporting competitive tournaments, and that continues with Quake Champions.
Oh boy.
The game is designed for world-class esports play at every level.
Esports.
From the world's greatest Quake players to anyone willing to test their skills in the arena. So as part of the launch plan for Quake Champions, Bethesda will be supporting and expanding competitive tournaments and leagues beyond QuakeCon. And we'll have more to share about that in the coming months.
Oh, man.
I hope you enjoyed this sneak peek into our newest game. Join us at QuakeCon in August, and we'll have even more to talk about.
I'm gonna pick
And
up
now,
Doom
please join me
on
in
PC and get
welcoming
practicing.
Bethesda's Global Vice President of PR and Marketing, Pete Hines.
Thank you. Thank you, Tim. As Tim said, we'll have even more to show on Quake Champions this August at QuakeCon. It's right there in the name. How would we not have our new Quake game at QuakeCon? Make any sense? But right now, we're not at QuakeCon. We're at E3, the biggest week in gaming, and this is the Bethesda E3 Showcase. So welcome to everyone here with me and to the millions of you watching online around the world. Thank you for joining us. We planned this showcase just like we make all of our games for you. Now, last year our showcase kicked off a big year for Bethesda, one of the biggest in our many years of making games. So let me mention just a few highlights. The Elder Scrolls Online was released on console and became one of the best-selling games of 2015 and was named MMO of the Year. We launched Fallout Shelter, the very first mobile game from Bethesda Game Studios, and it became an instant hit and winner of multiple Mobile Game of the Year awards. In November, Fallout 4 was one of the biggest launches in the industry. So you've heard of it, good. And won numerous Game of the Year awards, including at DICE and again at the BAFTA Awards. And now Fallout 4 is bringing user mods to Xbox One and soon to PS4 in a way that's never been seen before. And just last month, the new Doom was released to rave reviews. Now, the original Doom almost single-handedly popularized first-person shooter games, and now you have a new Doom game, faithful to its legacy with some of the best
Edit.
graphics and gameplay
Quake
ever.
5.
And millions
I
of
had no
fans
idea Quake 4
enjoying
was
the
already out.
fast-paced action
I thought
and
3 was the
creating and
latest
sharing
one.
mods using SnapMap.
Quake
The
4
response
was
to all of these games
2005
has been
release.
amazing, and your enthusiasm and support for us has encouraged us to go even bigger. Just heard about our new Quake game. Let's see what else we have planned for you guys. At last year's showcase, I told you about the Elder Scrolls Legends, a free-to-play collectible card game. Now, as I said last year, I am a huge fan of these games. I play them a lot. So this is a game I'm particularly excited about. Legends provides a very deep strategy experience through both single and multiplayer modes, beginning with a campaign complete with a compelling story, interesting characters, and some great gameplay. The story is told from the perspective of a moth priest named Kellen. I'll let him tell you a little more as we take a look at the campaign's opening cinematic.
The Elder Scrolls show us what was, and what yet will be. And they have revealed much to me.
Lies, all lies.
Stories, old man, unless they can sharpen spears. Our war chief is dying. Our enemies are massing for another attack. We must prepare for battle.
We should go, Kellen. We have the scroll we came for. And this one smells blood in the wind.
Patience, Nog. I have words yet to speak here. Stories can do surprising things, Spear Maiden, whether they are true or not. And
what? Really? You're gonna cut off in the, oh my god. Anybody else's stream go down? There we go. Had to refresh.
the Emperor fled north, leaving Cyrodiil to the invaders. This is the story of a forgotten hero who changed the very course of history.
When Legends begins, you're set on a path to discover the world of the Elder Scrolls in a way you haven't seen before. The choices you make define your approach and unlock all the depth the game has to offer. A two-lane battlefield provides more variety and strategic depth. Players make decisions that change the cards they want to improve or add to their decks, and we offer a full single-player campaign as well as multiple ways to play against the AI or other players in both battle and arena modes. Now, we began public beta testing in April, and so far the feedback from the people who have been playing has been terrific. To celebrate E3 this week, we'll be letting even more of you into the beta to start playing. Now, if you haven't signed up yet, just visit Bethesda.net.
I've been
create an
signed up
account, and
since
sign up,
April.
and be sure to
I
keep
have
an
your
eye
shirt.
on your email.
Where's my invite?
We're very pleased to announce that in addition to PC and iPad, Legends will be coming to iPhone, Mac, and Android tablets and phones later this year. As I said, I'm very excited about Legends as it brings together an award-winning franchise that I love and a new genre, and whether you're a veteran strategy card fan or have never played a game before, it's a game we think you'll all really enjoy. And now, so long as we're on the topic of Legends, let's take a look at what the team at Bethesda Game Studios has been hard at work on.
Welcome here to Bethesda Game Studios. It's amazing to think it has only been a year since you first heard about Fallout 4 at this very event. And thanks to you, it became not just our most popular game ever, but one of the industry's. It has simply blown us away, and we're incredibly blessed to have fans like you. Seeing what you've created, not just in the main game with the add-ons and of course mods, it is just incredible. And we're not done yet. We're excited to show you what's coming next for Fallout 4.
What? What?
It's all over, but the crying, and I can't get over crying over you.
Of course, we didn't just announce Fallout 4 last year. We also announced and released Fallout Shelter, which over 50 million of you have downloaded and played. We have a really big update coming out. Take a look. We hope you're as excited as we are about all of this stuff coming to Fallout. We want to thank you again, not just for your support over the last year, but your support of our whole studio really over the last 20 years. There is something else, though, that you've been asking us about, and yes, we've been working on it.
Oh, there it is. Special edition. What does that say? October 26th?
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the president and co-creative director of Arcane Studios, Raphael Colantonio.
Thank you. Hi everyone, I'm very excited to be here tonight on behalf of Arcane Studios, the makers of Dishonored. Our passion is for a very specific kind of game, first-person immersive games. Our games blend narration and simulation in a way that makes every player's experience different. where players can improvise and where choices have consequence. Our games encourage replay in order to try different playstyles so that players are free to play their own way. In 2012, we released Dishonored. We were thrilled that the game was so well received by the gamers and the critics all around the world. That was like one of the best feelings for us developers. After that launch, my friend and co-director Harvey Smith took the lead on Dishonored 2. So he went to France in Lyon and worked with the team over there. Meanwhile, I have been busy in Austin working on something else with the team in Austin. And tonight I have a surprise for you. I'm going to reveal what that surprise is in a minute. It's a new game built on the values that are so dear to Arcane. It's another first-person immersive game set in a dangerous universe. Only this time we've added a psychological thrill. Here is the world's first look at what we've been
Good morning, Morgan. Today is Monday, March 15th, 2032. You have a 9
He knew you wanted more Fallout Shelter.
There is no duration set for this meeting. There is a 3 p.m. meeting in TranStar Conference Room A. Greenlight research and development plans. Please confirm your attendance prior to arrival. The most recent test results from this. Good morning, Morgan. Today is Monday, March 15th, 2032. You have a 9 a.m. appointment with Alex in his office. Good morning, Morgan. Today is Monday, March 15th, 2032. You have a 9 a.m. appointment.
What in the world is this?
Good morning, Morgan. Looks like we have some tests to run through today.
Good morning, Morgan. You're not going to like what I have to say next.
He said weed simulator. Yeah, this is a new IP.
In Prey,
what?
You awaken
No, it's a new Prey.
One, a very special space station. It is year 2032. You are the key subject of an experiment meant to alter humanity forever. But things have gone wrong, of course. The space station has been overrun by an alien threat, and you are now being hunted. As you dig into the dark secrets of Talos 1 and your own past, you must survive using all the tools at your disposal on board of the station. Your wits, weapons, and mind-bending abilities. Prey will be available next year on Xbox One, PS4, and PC. We'll have more to show at the QuakeCon, so be sure to join us there. Thank you.
Hi everyone, I'm Marty Stratton, executive producer of Doom at id Software. Last month, we had the privilege of releasing one of the most iconic titles in our industry to fans around the world. We challenged ourselves to ensure Doom lived up to its incredible legacy, and we thank you, our fans, for making the Doom launch such a tremendous success. It's been amazing to watch and hear from the millions of players enjoying the many aspects of the game. From those of you gunning for the perfect run through the campaign, to others constantly testing their skills in multiplayer, you continue to inspire our team. Last year, we told you we wanted to put the power of creation in the hands of every player through Doom SnapMap, allowing for an endless stream of new gameplay. And in the coming months, we're excited to be supporting Doom SnapMap with free updates and even more ways to play. We'll be delivering new construction modules, including hell visual themes, as well as new props, objects, weapons, and items. While creators can look forward to new logic options and functionality, like the ability to create true single-player experiences with features like the popular weapon wheel found in the campaign. And again, throughout the year, every Snap Map feature and update is free for every player. For multiplayer, next month we'll release 2 new modes, including a uniquely doomed variant of One Flag CTF called Exodus, as well as an all-new multi-zone capture and hold mode called Sector. Later this summer, we'll turn up the heat with the release of 3 free-for-all modes, including Classic Deathmatch. These modes will be free to all players and playable on any existing or future maps. Also next month, fans can look forward to our first premium Doom DLC pack, Unto the Evil. The first DLC pack includes 3 new multiplayer maps, Offering, Cataclysm, and Ritual. A new playable demon called the Harvester, a new gun, equipment item, armor sets, taunts, and more. With just a month past since our launch, we hope you've only scratched the surface of fun we packed into the game, and we can't wait to give you even more ways to compete, create, play, and fight like hell. Thank you.
I still need to pick up Doom.
Wow, ton of great stuff there.
Ooh,
for
classic
everyone that's enjoying
deathmatch.
Doom, and again, we thank you, the fans, for making
You've
it
never heard
a
of
hit.
QuakeCon?
Doom has received near
QuakeCon has
universal
been going
acclaim
on
from
every
critics and
single
players
year.
alike for its
Like, I don't
fast
think there's been a
combat,
year
over-the-top
since they've
demons,
skipped.
and amazing
I don't think there's been a year
everything
they've
that it
skipped
is known for.
QuakeCon since, like,
Now,
I don't
it
know.
is also known as a longtime supporter of shareware.
There is one last year, I think.
That's what us old guys
It might not
call a
be.
demo.
That's the thing, though. I don't think
and in a
it's.
nod to
It
that
may
tradition,
not be
we
officially
decided to offer
ran by
everyone who hasn't
Bethesda.
checked
This
out
might be the
Doom's amazing
first
gameplay a chance to
QuakeCon
do
ran
it
by
for
Bethesda
free.
in a
So,
long time. I don't know.
starting
I'm not
tonight,
sure.
You can download and play the first
But there
level
has
of
been
Doom
like
on Steam,
QuakeCon
PS4, or
conventions
Xbox
going on.
One for free.
There was one last year. Pretty sure.
Now, this offer is only good this week, but we want everyone to have a chance to see why Doom is one of the highest rated shooters ever. So if you love super intense action or you just want to experience state-of-the-art gaming, go download Doom and fight like hell on us. We think you'll see what everyone else is talking about. Now, let's shift from Demons of Hell to Daedric Princes and Secret Assassin Cults. Please welcome from ZeniMax Online Studios, the Elder Scrolls Online game director, Matt Firer. Matt?
Thanks, everyone. Good evening. This week is the 1-year anniversary of the launch of the Elder Scrolls Online on Xbox One and PlayStation 4. Because we were launching the game this time last year, I was a little busy and I wasn't able to be here in person, but I made sure I was here this year to tell everyone what's been happening with the Elder Scrolls Online. From the console launch last
your favorite
year to the
game,
release
Nick.
of 3 critically acclaimed DLC game packs during the year, all of us at ZeniMax Online have been really, really busy.
Let's
But
at
before going
least
further, I wanna
see
take
what
a
they
moment
have
to
in
thank
store for
all
this
of
game.
our fans for your support, your enthusiasm, and your feedback. We take it really seriously, and we continue to work to improve the game. And based on the response, you like the changes.
Obviously, some people in the crowd. Like, it sounds like that's like about 12 people.
Best MMOG of 2015. Was one of the best-selling games of the year of any kind, and now supports a highly engaged community of over 7 million of you who have been exploring this enormous world of Tamriel.
7 million isn't that
Let's
bad.
take a look at some of the highlights from the Elder Scrolls Online.
Final
from
Fantasy
launch.
XIV has about that many registered players. It's a TES6 fleet. I don't think it's happening, man. Really? Wow. Hashtag animal cruelty. Sounds like there's some people excited
As
for
you
this.
can see, the Elder Scrolls Online community is having a lot of fun playing the game. And our player community is still growing. Tonight, I'm very happy to announce that on June 23rd, we'll be expanding internationally by launching Elder Scrolls Online in Japan. We look forward to welcoming these fellow adventurers to the exciting world of Tamriel. And for everyone who plays, we have a lot more great content on the way. For me, one of my favorite moments in any RPG ever was the Dark Brotherhood quest in the Elder Scrolls IV Oblivion. It was packed full of assassination and intrigue, and like me, fans everywhere loved it. So I'm particularly excited for the launch of the Dark Brotherhood DLC game pack on Xbox One and PlayStation 4 this Tuesday. In the Dark Brotherhood DLC, you'll travel to another location from Oblivion, the Gold Coast of Cyrodiil. The Dark Brotherhood has an appropriately dark storyline full of intrigue and mystery and brings all new repeatable quest gameplay to ESO. So, please enjoy the worldwide debut of the Dark Brotherhood DLC launch trailer.
Sweet mother, send your child unto me. For the sins of the unworthy must be baptized in blood and fear. This is the Black Sacrament, Initiate. A contract that calls for murder. Go, assassin. Take your blade into the night. Be rewarded for your service. In our business of death. Welcome, Initiate, to the Dark Brotherhood. And know this, in Tamriel, no one is safe. Especially from us.
Sweet mother, send your child unto me.
Our PC players are already having fun sneaking around Tamriel and learning more about this mysterious group. And we can't wait to see what
But I wanted Elder Scrolls.
get to experience the Dark Brotherhood this week.
I'm done.
But
Please
that's not
stop.
all. A core philosophy in the Elder Scrolls Online is to constantly make the game better. Since launch, we've regularly been adding innovative features such as the Justice System and the Champion System, and we're about to make another game changer. Tonight, we're announcing One Tamriel, marking another major evolution of gameplay in the Elder Scrolls Online. With One Tamriel, all characters will be automatically leveled to content in the world, allowing them to freely group with anyone they want, and also to explore the vast world of Tamriel with no level restrictions.
What?
This means all content barriers are gone and there are no restrictions on alliances or questing. From the moment you get out of the tutorial, the entire game world is open for you to explore freely. You can go wherever you want and play with whomever you want. This is the first time this has ever been done in a multi-platform RPG. We'll think you'll love it.
Actually, it's not the first time. What's that game is doing it right now?
One Tamriel will be coming to the Elder Scrolls Online.
I can't think of the
this
title,
fall.
but they started doing it.
In
I know the
closing,
title
I
started
want to
doing
thank
that.
the awesome Elder Scrolls Online community for your support. We never take it for granted. We work hard every day to make your Elder Scrolls Online experience the awesome adventure you want and deserve. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you, Matt. Well done. Now, we want you to get as much as possible out of this year's showcase. So, this year, after we're done here in the hangar, we're just going to keep the showcase going. Now, for those of you watching at home, our pre-show hosts, Adam Sessler and Morgan Webb, will be back to take over the stream, and they'll bring you exclusive interviews and more information about all the games that we're talking about here tonight. Here in Los Angeles, we've built an interactive space over on the other side of the lot where you have a chance to learn more about our games, play some of them, and meet some of our developers. Over there, there is also food, drink, and to make sure it's a real party, we have arranged a special performance by Blink-182, who will drop their new album, who will drop their new album, California, in a couple of weeks, and you get to hear them live tonight as they start their summer tour. Now we have another treat for you over there as well, a chance to experience the latest in virtual reality from Bethesda. Ooh. Weren't expecting that, were you? Now, the first time anyone experienced modern VR was at E3 2012, and if you were there and lucky enough, you may remember getting to play Doom 3 BFG in our booth. Now, at the time, we had solved some of the toughest technology challenges posed by VR, and people were amazed. Since then, we've quietly continued our pioneering work in VR, and tonight, we want you to see and experience what you feel when you put on a headset and play the latest AAA games in the industry. Now, we have two games for you to experience. The first is the just-released Doom. You can take a virtual tour of hell and get a totally unique look at the very latest in graphics and true next-gen rendering from our id Tech 6 engine. In addition, we think the greatest promise of VR is its ability to immerse players completely into virtual worlds, and that the best games for that experience will be first-person open-world RPGs. So we have Fallout 4 for you to play as well.
Fallout 4 on VR, interesting.
Wander the Wasteland, check out the iconic Red Rocket Tri-Combat. I'm telling you, with a Pip-Boy on your arm, a dog by your side, a gun in your hand, it's pretty incredible. Tonight, we're pleased to announce that Fallout 4 will be released in 2017 on the HTC Vive platform. And if you thought survival mode was an intense way to experience Fallout, you ain't seen nothing yet. We want to give you a glimpse into where we're headed with VR, where you can expect us to remain a leader, offering our games on the very best platforms you choose. So be sure to check it out. Now, for more on the second half of the showcase, let's check in with Adam and Morgan to see what's happening and get an update on what they have planned. Adam, Morgan, what do you have for us?
Thanks, Pete. Now, we are here at BE3+, and this is sort of this experience that you guys are going to get to see after the showcase. We have some Bethesda VR over here. Now, right now, there's no line, so that's kind of tempting, isn't it?
So taking advantage of that. And over here, Elder Scrolls Legends for everyone to play. Pete, I fully expect to see you at one of these tables showing off that card mastery skill I know you possess.
Now, in here, Adam and I are actually going to be interviewing some of the developers that you guys just saw their games on stage, so we're going to have a lot more information for you. So everybody on the stream needs to stay tuned for that after the showcase.
Lots of good info, but for the moment, let's go back to Pete and even more games.
Thank you, Adam and Morgan. We will see you guys in a few minutes. But we are not going anywhere just yet because there is one more thing that we think you are going to want to see.
Elder Scrolls 6.
Last year, we announced that a sequel to Dishonored was in development, marking a new chapter
to
the
never
Game
mind.
of the Year from Arcane Studios.
Oh,
We
Front
shared a few
3.
tidbits about the sequel, but for the most part, you could say we've been in stealth mode. Until now. Sorry, I couldn't help myself. Dishonored 2 is going to be a very special game, one that lives up to its celebrated legacy and then goes way beyond. To tell you more, please join me in welcoming the creative director of Dishonored 2, Harvey Smith.
But I thought they just showed they just showed a trailer for it at the beginning of their show. Why are they talking about it again?
Hi, everybody. In Dishonored, you play a supernatural assassin in a steampunk city. The game blends combat, stealth, and mobility, giving you many different pathways.
Yes, HTC Vive I hear is the best VR device out of the current ones available.
Combinations of powers that we didn't even imagine.
I've been hearing good things about the HTC Vive, so if I happen to get a VR device, it'll be that one.
Game, which won more than 100 Game of the Year awards. At last year's E3, we announced Dishonored 2. So tonight, here with all of you for the first time, we're going to show you the game.
Sorry, guys. No Elder Scrolls 6. No teaser, no nothing.
Welcome back to the Empire of the Isles, a rich, Victorian-inspired fantasy world with a distinct style and an exotic cast of characters. For Dishonored 2, we wanted to explore a new location, Karnaca, the jewel of the South. Our approach to world creation is very layered. Our art and design teams work together to create a strong sense of place with a well-realized culture. It's based on the people living there, the work they do, the architecture, economy, the climate, even the food and songs. In order to bring Karnaca to life, we've created a custom game engine designed to support our signature art direction and level design. We wanted Dishonored 2 to resemble a painting in motion, so we've given considerable thought to our lighting and the way it plays across every surface. We've created custom tools to support the interruptible, real-time narrative scenes necessary for a stealth simulation. And the same is true for our approach to audio, both in terms of atmospherics and stealth gameplay. All of these details make Karnaca more vivid thanks to our new technology, which we call the Void Engine. In crafting spaces for you to explore, we've got several creative goals. We want the environment to feel coherent and complete, plausible. Where do these characters live and how do they get to work? Is there a viable pathway that makes sense? Where do they take their breaks or stop for lunch? But it goes further than that. For Dishonored 2, we felt compelled to ask ourselves about the history of a given street or shop. What was there a decade before the player arrives in Karnaca? Often you can see the layers of history, watermarks on the wall from past floods, peeling posters and advertisements from years ago. We want every market, every alley to tell a story and to offer you the chance to see something novel or intriguing. Dishonored 2 starts and ends in Dunwall, but most of the action takes place here in Karnaca. All right, there you go, your first look at Dishonored 2. Thank you. On behalf of all my teammates at Arcane and Lyon who worked so hard to bring this to you, and my dear friend Rafael Colantonio, thank you so much for all the passion you've given the game. In the first Dishonored game, you played Corvo Attano, falsely accused of killing the Empress, the woman he loved and was sworn to protect. And you were blamed for the abduction of their daughter, Emily Caldwin. After escaping on the night of his execution, Corvo is gifted with supernatural powers and dedicates himself to avenging the death of the Empress and restoring young Emily to the throne. As we began to work on Dishonored 2, a single question haunted us. What became of Emily Caldwin? How would her experiences affect her, and what kind of ruler would she become? We envisioned Emily grown up, 25 years of age, and then we began to imagine what she'd be like as a heroic figure, as someone fighting for her life against the forces of deceit. We developed a vision for Emily Caldwin that excited us, and at E3 last year, we shared that vision with the world. Dishonored 2 is set 15 years after the first game. Emily Caldwin rules the Empire, watched over by her father, Corvo Attano.
All hail Her Imperial Majesty, Emily Caldwin.
Loyal subjects, we're going through a difficult time, but today we honor my mother, the late Jessamine Caldwin. May her memory survive through the ages.
Emily.
You look tired, Father.
Every year, I think the anniversary of Jessamine's death will be easier, but it never is.
I wish Mother was still the Empress. I don't think I'm very good at this.
You're still learning. Don't worry about the rabble-rousers, and we'll catch the Crown Killer, eventually.
People are saying it's you, that these assassinations are a misguided effort to protect me.
No, Someone's trying to make us look guilty by targeting your enemies.
I wish I could just run away from all this.
Sometimes you do. You think I don't know about your nights out on the rooftops? Courage. The ceremony will be over soon.
Royal Protector and Father. I should have passed a law against that combination of titles years ago.
When an otherworldly usurper seizes the throne, the fate of the Empire is left hanging in the balance. Dishonored 2 offers you the choice of playing as Empress Emily Kaldwin or the Royal Protector Corvo Attano.
Why did it go black and I just heard a ton of screams?
With their own perspectives and emotional responses to the events.
You've been showing gory action all show. Now you're just going to cut it out?
Whoever you choose to play, you've got to flee Dunwall, your home, and travel to Karnaca in order to unravel the threads of a conspiracy and take back what's yours.
Gotta get away. I should talk to the captain of that ship.
Dishonored is known for unscripted, simulation-driven missions where no 2 players ever have the same experience. There are many pathways to explore as you penetrate well-defended locations, numerous ways to find and eliminate nefarious targets. In crafting the missions for Dishonored 2, we've put a much greater emphasis on big, interesting themes, either from a gameplay or fictional standpoint, making each mission a wildly unique place to explore. I'll explain a little bit more about that. Today we're going to show you the Dust District, an industrial ruin ravaged by terrible storms that hit at random intervals. In the Dust District, a militant religious faction called the Overseers is at war with the Howler Gang. The leaders of both factions are trying to take each other down. You can side with the Overseers or the Howlers or neither. There are many ways to complete the mission. Everything you see here is rendered in the Void engine, designed to create atmospheric and exploration-rich spaces. To reach our target, Vice Overseer Byrne, we've got to get past a Grand Guard checkpoint sealed off by a wall of light. A cruel security device reinstated by the Duke of Serkonos.
Orders from the Duke. What leads you to me? Good soldiers blinded by that hallucinogenic powder the Howlers use, then stabbed to death or dragged down by the Abbey's hounds. One young lieutenant got hit by an overseer grenade. Who's one of the Duke's secret customers?
Shit. Let's hope they do enough damage to each other so the fight goes out of them.
That won't happen until someone manages to kill either Paulo or Vice Overseer.
We've made much greater use of vertical space for Dishonored 2, encouraging players to explore the rooftops above the streets.
Dang. Rip.
Dust from the mines.
The storm alters visibility for the AI and for the player. A random storm hits and Emily comments on it. Many of the security devices in Dishonored 2 are powered by wind, a unique feature of Karnaca, so here we're switching off the windmill to get through the wall of light. There'll be a lot going on in this next fight. Drop attack, guards climbing and vaulting, combat choke, and Emily using far reach to pull an explosive whale oil tank toward her from a distance.
You just pushed him out of the way, like. Oh, never mind. Dang.
All right, let's jump forward closer to our target, Vice Overseer Byrne. The Overseers are fighting the Howler Gang for the hearts and minds of the people of Karnaca. What happens here will influence Karnaca's future and the end games. Here we're going to use Emily's Mesmerize power to lull a group of Overseers into a stupor, evading combat altogether. Mesmerized, they won't notice Emily or even remember that she was here.
There you are. Feels so empty right now.
Far Reach can be upgraded not only to pull objects from a distance, but also enemies, so you can finish them off in midair. This time, all of Emily's powers, which are new, and all of Corvo's can be fully upgraded using entirely new skill trees, giving you the ability to customize more deeply. If you're new to the Dishonored series, it's all about options and exploration, playing at your own pace. The game has many different pathways through each mission, and also different approaches, stealth or combat, lethal or non-lethal, and a wide array of supernatural powers that will dramatically change the experience as you play. We're very close to Vice Overseer Byrne's office now.
Sisters of the oracular order have seen it, and I feel it in my bones. So this stalemate with the Howlers must be resolved.
Byrne is giving a briefing using a projector. We're going to plant a stun mine and then link several of the Overseers with Emily's domino power, so that whatever happens to one of them will happen to all of them. They share the same fate. Switching off the projector will attract Vice Overseer Byrne's attention, and when the mine affects one Overseer, it will affect all of them.
Go check, brother. Right away.
There are many creative ways to use domino. Now we're going to show you Shadow Walk, another key power for Emily. Shadow Walk is useful for stealth and combat.
That
You
was
saw
funny.
it in the announced trailer that we made for the game, and you can fully use it in the game. Like all the powers, it can be upgraded in a variety of ways. With Vice Overseer Byrne out of the picture, the leader of the Howlers will owe Emily a favor, and that's just one way to complete the Dust District mission. Before closing today, we want to demonstrate another signature environment from a mission called A Crack in the Slab. It's another example of the missions in Dishonored 2 and how they're built around big, interesting themes. This mission takes place in a ruined manor that's been sealed for several years. At the start, the outsider appears and explains that reality was warped inside this place after an occult event. Your supernatural powers won't work inside the manor.
Somebody actually
and even
just
time
tweeted something.
behaves
I was just
strangely,
thinking that
allowing
the
you to travel
animation,
back
the
and
combat
forth
animation
between
looks
the
kind of
ruined present
janky.
and the past.
Maybe
when the manor
that's
was lavished
just
and
because it's so
refined.
early in development. But does definitely look like it needs some work.
Here we're in the present, when the manor is in ruins. Now we've moved backwards, years into the past, when the manor was still inhabited and guarded. Looking through the lenses of the Outsider's timepiece, you can see the alternate timeline. This is useful for solving puzzles, as you've seen, but it can also be used to avoid or take down enemies. You can watch enemies in the alternate timeline and then step through to execute your plans. We hope you're going to love the game as much as we do. Thank you, thank you. I have to once again give a shout out to my team in France. They've worked so hard and they are so passionate about the game. And the first game, they're really ready for you to get you guys to get your hands on it. And you don't have to wait long. All of you can leave your mark on the Empire of the Isles because Dishonored 2 will release on PlayStation 4, the Xbox One, and PC November 11th, 2016. But before I go, I've got one more thing for you. This is the worldwide launch of the Dishonored 2 gameplay trailer. You're seeing it here first. Good night.
November 11th, they said, for the release date. All platforms. Kind of expected. Yeah, the animations definitely need some work. Like, everything happens so quickly that it's just like, I don't know.
Very excited about Dishonored 2. Could I please have another round of applause for the very shy and took off Harvey Smith and everyone at Arcane Studios. Those guys are fantastic. They've been working their butts off. Now, one of the things that Dishonored fans have been asking about a lot is whether or not we're going to do a collector's edition. So tonight, I'm happy to confirm that yes, we will be doing a limited number of Dishonored 2 collector's editions. The collector's edition comes with a very cool replica of Corvo's mask as well as Emily's ring, and it'll be available through retailers around the globe, but supplies are limited, and as we saw with Fallout 4 last year, and you know who you are, they go out quickly. So if you want one, I suggest that you pre-order one before they all go away. Also, if you pre-order or digitally pre-purchase any version of Dishonored 2 for a limited time only, you will get a free copy of Dishonored Definitive Edition, which includes the original critically acclaimed game plus all of the add-on content remastered for the current generation of consoles. Cool. Now, games like Dishonored 2 and all of the games that we've shown here tonight don't happen by accident. There are wonderfully talented, dedicated people working hard every day to build games that thrill and inspire all of us. And I want to take a moment to recognize and thank the entire Bethesda team and all of our studios. So if you take a look, you'll see teams from all over the world who are joining us now. Would you please would you please join me in thanking them all for their incredible and dedicated work?
No one is asking for a collector's edition. I'm sorry.
Thank you very much. That was great. So, from Quake Champions to Dishonored 2, from The Elder Scrolls Legends to Prey, plus all of the new content for Doom, The Elder Scrolls Online, Fallout 4, and Fallout Shelter, and the latest in virtual reality gaming, it should be another big year for Bethesda. Now, this has already been a great night, and we want to commemorate this moment and give you guys something special to remember it by. So for all of you here in Los Angeles, when you leave tonight, you'll get a special t-shirt. Commemorating this event and all of the games that we've shown. And for those of you watching the stream at home, Adam and Morgan have t-shirts to give away, so keep watching for a chance to get yours. And that is everything we have to show you from this stage. So if you're here with me in the hangar, you can head over to the other side of the lot. If you're watching online, don't go anywhere. Adam and Morgan are about to take over the second half of the stream. For the rest of our showcase, from all of us at Bethesda, thank you all so much for playing our games and joining us. That's it for me. Have a great night. Adam and Morgan, take it away.
All right, thank you so much, Pete, and hello, everyone.
All right, I guess that's it for Bethesda. Sorry, guys, no Elder Scrolls 6. Says this is an Elder Scrolls 6. That guy looks really, really familiar. Oh, yeah. See, they have all the Twitch celebrities coming out. There goes DJ Wheat. I was like, those guys look so look familiar, of course. Well, I think the main highlight of the show was definitely Quake Champions. That was pretty unexpected, and you know, okay, so the last Quake released in 2005, so, and I don't even think that one was very good. So I think a lot of people are getting ready for this. That's definitely gonna be a part of my most anticipated lineup. But we'll talk about that in about like 40 minutes or so, because I'm gonna take a break, and then when we come back, we'll be live with the post-show discussion for Bethesda, kind of go over what our favorite announcements were. So that is the plan. So yeah, Nick will have his 3 to 5. I mean, how many titles did they even announce like that are brand new? I guess 3. I guess 3 is a reasonable number. 3 of your favorite titles announced. I'll pick 3 of mine. 3 of my favorite titles that they covered during the press conference, and we'll go over those in about 40 minutes. So at 11 p.m. Central Time. So yeah, stick around for that, because we will be talking about pretty much all the big stuff that was announced. So yeah, I will see you guys in like 40 minutes.
told me.
What is going on, guys? Welcome back. Welcome to our final segment of today, our final segment for tonight. Bethesda post-show discussion. I'm going to be talking about pretty much all of the big stuff that Bethesda revealed during their press conference. Not a lot of new titles. Pretty much all of the things they announced were announced last year, or everything they talked about today were already announced last year. Just kind of further elaborated on some of the titles. Some new DLC for some new games that have already released. So we're going to be going over that pretty quickly here. I'm going to hop on Discord and we're getting Nick back on to kick things off and wrap up tonight for us. So give me 1 second. Pop on my headphones. All right, let's see here. All right. All right. I just gotta wait for him to join the room. But yeah, so I mean, not a lot of brand new titles. A lot of stuff we already heard about last year. Kind of predicted that before the press conference kicked off. I mean, I know a lot of people were just hoping for Elder Scrolls 6, but just because of when you take into consideration how lightly they touched on a lot of the titles that they announced last year, and after announcing them, we didn't really hear much about them throughout 2015, and that's kind of like what I was saying during the pre-show about Elder Scrolls Legends. They announced this title last year, and we really didn't hear anything about it all the way up until April. So all the way up until PAX East, they were pretty quiet about it, and then they finally started showing some gameplay of it. They finally, just talked a little bit more about the game, what it's going to be like, and that seems to be the trend that they're doing with most of their games. Nick, you're in here?
Yeah, I'm back.
All right, welcome back. All right, so I was just saying how a lot of the titles that they announced or that they talked about were already announced last year, so we really didn't hear a lot of new stuff.
No, which is why they spend half the fucking time talking about Dishonored too.
Yeah, I think Dishonored, they really they stretched that out a lot longer than they should have.
Yes, they did.
That was almost 25 minutes.
That whole second half, I was like, I already pre-ordered it. What the fuck else do you want from me?
Yeah,
the only thing I got from that was, how the hell do I get my free copy of the Dishonored 1 now?
Oh, of the definitive edition. That's right. So I mean, I guess you could go ahead with your favorite announcements from their press conference.
I guess I don't even know. I already kind of knew.
That's true.
Pretty much everything.
That's true. Like a lot of the stuff we've already known about.
I mean, I didn't know Quake. I heard some rumors about that, but I'm not. It's not like I was a huge Quake person back in the day either.
Yeah, I mean that's interesting because I didn't hear any rumors about Quake. Like I wasn't expecting that to come out this year because they just finished up Doom. I was like, well, Quake's probably kind of far off, but there it is.
Yeah, I can't even remember where, but I know I heard a couple of places or people talking about it, but I don't know. You said October, you think Skyrim HD? I can see it on their trailer, but then they pull away and I can't make it out.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it said October 26th.
But yeah, that's Skyrim HD. That's probably the biggest thing for me. Well, besides the Fallout 4 DLC, it's kind of interesting. It kind of goes the same way the first three did. You have the useless one, the somewhat interesting one, and then the big one. Because, I mean, that first one, I think it said it comes out next week. The contraptions.
Oh, okay.
I mean, yeah, it looks fun, and I'd love to do it, but I've already burned through all my resources 3 times over, building everything else for the previous DLCs.
Oh, okay.
That and what they really need is to put some damn tutorials in for that shit. Because there's a lot of stuff you can make, but there's like little to no instructions how to make it. Like when I made my death arena, I just screwed around until I figured it out. But know that actually the third DLC that they didn't really mention or even give a name for, they just kind of teased at the end of Nuka World.
Yeah.
I'm a little excited for that one.
Yeah, that kind of like, what was that?
I assume it's like their final big DLC.
Oh,
like
okay.
it'll be kind of like Far Harbor. Well, it's just going to be a new giant map where we go to a pre-war amusement park where I'm sure there's at least 2 or 3 groups fighting it out for some reason.
Okay, and I remember when they were showing that stuff off, they said something that I got down on my notes. It was Fallout Vault Tech. Now, is that like a new game or?
No, I think you're talking about the second DLC they were talking about, where you can make your own vaults.
Yeah, that must have been. Yeah, that's what it was. That's what it was.
Which, I mean, I'm hyped because I've always wanted to do that since Fallout 3.
Yeah,
I run enough cruel experiments. I want to run my own for once.
It kind of reminded me of Fallout Shelter, just on console.
I'm assuming they did that on purpose because I mean, a couple shots there looked exactly like Fallout Shelter.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I mean, even the last view was like a sidelong view, exactly like Fallout Shelter. So, but again, it's like that the DLC next week I was talking about.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's if that takes resources. I mean, it's going to take a ridiculous amount of resources. And anyone who's been playing or keeping up with the previous DLC, I mean, they're not going to have that many damn resources.
Now, were you a big Fallout Shelter player, like the mobile game?
I don't know. For a while I was, but I don't usually stick too many games on my phone.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I think the only game I've had all the way through is like some Simpsons thing. I think the only other game I have right now is that Battleborn Tap, and I don't even pay attention to that anymore. I just did it because I needed it to get a gold skin, so.
Yeah, because I know they did announce that like some new stuff, some new features or something was coming to Fallout Shelter. So
it looks like they've actually updated quite a few things I had issues with at the beginning, so I might have to go back because it kind of looked like originally you could send your people out for resources and stuff, and this time it kind of looks like you can actually follow them to certain areas. And then there was also some stuff about how you can actually control who they attack and all that. I mean, it does look like it's had some updates, so it might be worth giving a look again.
Yeah, that's kind of cool. I wonder if they'll implement some sort of like, I don't know, cross connectivity or something between that and the Vault Tech or whatever it was. I doubt they'll do it, but
yeah,
they both look
kind of
really
similar. Imagine. I mean, there's only one game I've heard about that's trying something like that, and actually, I'm kind of expecting to hear about that maybe the Sony press conference.
Oh, okay.
But I don't know. It's a Suda 51 game, and they've been talking about it for 3 years now. So.
Gotcha. Let's see here. Well, I know another new title. Well, one of the. What is this? This is like this only new title that they talked about was Prey. So a new Prey title. What did you think of that?
Well, the trailer gave me a really Dead Space 2 vibe.
Yeah, that's what I was feeling.
I mean, like what Dead Space 2 wanted to be. So, I mean, for the little we saw, it looks pretty legit. It's hard to say and much more right now, since we didn't get much except a general story trailer.
Yeah.
But it looks like it could be an interesting first-person shooter.
Yeah, the visuals look really nice. Unlike what's this title? Unlike the new Quake that I didn't hear rumors about, I did hear rumors about a new Prey title, so that kind of caught me off guard because I was expecting like something brand new, but
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't hear anything about the Prey.
yeah.
But
no release date on that as far as I'm aware, so that's probably going to end up being a later in 2017 title. Let's see here. I don't even think it's worth mentioning The Elder Scrolls Online, but
I don't know. I mean, when I wrote my original review, I think the one thing I said, or the main point I made, is that the only thing that's going to save this game for me is adding the Assassin's Guild. And now they have, and it's like, well, shit, I can't go back now. I've spent how long hating this game? Yeah, I'm sure. I thought it was kind of ironic they didn't drop a price.
yeah.
Because it's not like, I mean...
Well, I mean, how much is it?
Bethesda I have no idea. Bethesda doesn't do free DLC, though.
Oh, okay. Huh.
For any of their... Well, for most of the games. I know they said for Doom they were going to be updating some things, but they made it sound more like an update than a DLC, so...
Yeah. And I know they said for the Elder Scrolls Online, so they announced this one Tamriel thing. So...
Yeah, it's...
I feel like that was their push to try and make new player, like try and get players into the game more, kind of invite new players in.
Which kind of makes sense because originally, or whenever this goes into effect, but I mean, right now, when you start the game, you basically choose a team and you're part of that team for life, or at least until you start a new character. So technically, you could start from like 3 different areas of the map, and I don't even think in my game I've gone into either of the other 2 areas yet.
Okay.
But I mean, the hell was that? But I mean, getting what was I saying? Yeah, I mean, if you're allowed to go anywhere. I'm not sure how that's going to work with levels or enemy levels and all that, but I mean, that could be an interesting change.
Yeah, that kind of got me thinking.
I mean, not getting blocked or forced in certain areas just because you choose one race over the other.
Yeah, the flexibility is nice, but it kind of got. I was kind of thinking, like, is it going to be its own server where, you know, they take out the whole leveling ordeal and all the other restrictions that they currently have, or restrictions and boundaries that they currently have, and just, you know, kind of make it completely open to everybody, or are they just completely removing the leveling system altogether? I felt like they weren't really clear on that, because I know a lot of people were probably like, what?
Yeah, I guess I'm not really sure. I wasn't. When they originally started talking about it, I thought they were talking about, like, just a whole, like, kind of like back in the day you had what they call the Sunday drive mode. And, like, some racing games where you didn't actually have to do anything. You could just go around the map at your leisure.
Oh, okay.
So I wasn't sure if it was some type of mode where they were just removing monsters and barriers altogether and letting people wander anywhere, and then they could kind of take that knowledge back with them later. But I don't think. Then they started talking about more experienced players could help newer ones, and I guess I'm not really sure.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see, but I feel like that was their cry to try and get some new players into the game. But yeah, Dark Brotherhood DLC. Do you remember the release date for that? I didn't get that down.
I'm not sure they mentioned. They didn't really mention release dates for anything except Dishonored 2.
Yeah.
Everyone already knew that one, and everyone already knew that was coming out in November. So.
Yeah. And yeah, speaking of Dishonored 2, yeah, that was just, oh man. That was just a long, long presentation of the game. Animations, in my opinion, definitely still need some work. Everything looked kind of jagged.
Well, yeah, I mean it does, but I think that's kind of the Dishonored look.
Oh, is
I
it?
mean,
Okay.
that's how Dishonored 1 looks, like the weird square jaw guys and all that. So I'm pretty sure that's just the look they wanted to go for.
Okay.
But I mean,
because I mean, when we saw the assassination scenes and all that other kind of stuff, it just kind of looked like, with the speed it was moving at, it just, I don't know, it just kind of looked sort of rough. But
well, yeah.
If that is the art style they go.
All I know is a guy who was playing and sucked at stealth. So.
Yeah, usually the demoers are not all that great. Let's see here. So,
but yeah, I mean, most of the show was either Dishonored or, I mean, even before the show, when those two announcers are talking, you could see that one guy in jeans right in the middle of them, who was so uncomfortable because he knew he was right in the middle of the camera there. But I mean, Dishonored looks pretty impressive, and I mean, if both the two playable characters have different sets and move sets, I mean, it's that much more to work with.
Yeah.
I mean, some of I forget her name, but some of her moves were pretty interesting. I mean, like that domino move. I mean, attach them all, kill one, and they all drop. That's some pretty interesting gameplay right there.
Yeah, they look kind of cool. So yeah, I mean, they announced release date November 11th this year, all platforms, and they announced a collector's edition. Is that something you think you're gonna get your hands on or no?
Well, I'm sure I could, but I already got enough crap laying around without another useless collector's edition.
Did you ever get the Fallout 4, the whole?
That one I did, and that will probably be one of the last I ever get.
Oh, okay.
Except, I don't know, unless it's a game I really want. Maybe another Fallout or Tales, but I don't think that the next Tales game is going to be coming out until 2017.
Yeah, those are pretty much all the big titles. So yeah, I mean, they kick things off with Quake Champions. That was definitely my favorite, just because, you know, I've already heard about Elder Scrolls Legends, and they didn't even touch on release dates for either of those titles. But it just sounds like they're holding stuff. They're just holding on all of the information until QuakeCon. I just feel like that's going to be when they announce more.
Yeah, they really did keep, like, we're going to tell you more at QuakeCon. It's like, the fuck is E3 for then?
Exactly. It seems like all these companies now are having their own side events where they're, you know, spilling all the beans, and E3 is kind of just like for showing off trailers, and that's about it.
Well, I have been seeing a lot of, how do I say it, news, or like old school designers who've been going to E3 for years talking about how much it's changed.
Yeah.
And it's not so much it's pretty much just a big press conference that no one really cares about because there's cheaper ways to do it.
Exactly.
I mean, it's like EA. They're not even ads this year. They've got a building next door or something.
Yeah. Yep. They have their own. I think EA Play is what they're calling it. And Mook just let me know in chat that the release date for Dark Brotherhood is actually June 14th. So.
Oh, so it's.
That's
next week.
That's a few days from now.
Yeah.
Hey, if you're ready to return to Tamriel.
Oh, I already got way too much to do.
Yeah. All right. Well, that pretty much wraps Bethesda up. But there is one more thing that I wanted to mention, and that was so everybody is reporting right now that a new Wolfenstein game was teased during the press conference at the beginning when they showed I guess this was at the beginning. I must have missed it, but when they showed, before they showed off Quake Champions, there's kind of like a, you know how you boot your computer up and you go into like your BIOS, it kind of shows all the code and stuff like that. It showed a list of titles like this volume. I'll see if I can put it up on the stream. Oh, I don't know if I'll be able to.
Oh, yeah, they were making fun of the first Wolfenstein, I think.
Yeah, they said
like the original one.
Yeah. I don't know why people think a new one is being teased, but I mean they have, what is this? They have Keen on here, Wolf 3D, New Order, Old Blood, New Colossus. New Colossus. Does Bethesda have any Colossus titles? I don't know.
Not that I'm aware of.
Because all of
I mean, I did notice that at the beginning too, which I thought was kind of interesting, but I can't. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, it's strange because oh, that is weird because it says New Colossus and either this is a brand new title or like a new Wolfenstein title. It says it and then it doesn't have a release date for it, but for all the other titles listed on here, so like Keen, Wolf 3D, Doom, Doom 3, Doom 4, they all have release dates and then it's just start out for New Colossus. So they've got to be teasing something here. I don't know exactly what it is, but
yeah, I couldn't really. I mean, there's already been some leak on information for Wolfenstein 2 and Evil Within 2.
Oh, okay. So yeah, it could be either one of those. I don't know.
But I guess I was a little surprised neither of those made it in, but because I thought for sure at least one of them was in production already, or maybe both of them are. Who knows?
They just might be, and they just might be QuakeCon exclusive. QuakeCon exclusive.
Yeah, I was just gonna say more shit to hold for their own thing.
August though, August isn't that far off. I believe they hold QuakeCon in August. So,
well, all I know is I'm gonna be waiting for that Nuka Park DLC and the new Skyrim. So, well, I am Dishonored, but. Yeah, I really gotta figure out how you're supposed to get that free copy.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I don't know. I kind of want to imagine they might do something like what Microsoft did with Gears of War, where even if you bought the digital edition, they'll know by you owning it on your account, and then they'll probably just email out the codes.
Yeah, who knows? I'm sure it'll be online soon enough.
Yeah, might be something like that. I have no idea. But yeah, that pretty much just wraps up Bethesda, so I'm going to wrap it up for tonight because I'm going to try and go to sleep. Microsoft early tomorrow. Well, not that early, so it's 11 o'clock our time. I'm going to hop off Discord here, or I'm going to mute the channel. So, yo, thanks for sharing your thoughts about Bethesda. Once again, I'm sorry, no Elder Scrolls 6. I know you were looking forward to that.
I didn't really expect it.
Yeah.
So, there's a good chance it probably won't even be next year either.
I mean, but the amount of times they kept saying, but one more thing, I was like, oh no, it can't be, right?
I was kind of hoping, but then they just kept talking about Dishonored, so I was like, yeah, I think we're done.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's all I can think of off the top of my head. Now I got to see if I can't find this Caudicola thing.
Yeah, that was supposed to be tomorrow at 1 a.m. our time, I believe, but still I haven't heard anything about them doing a live show for it, so.
I don't know. I'm looking at the official schedule and it says 11:30 tonight.
Oh, really? Let me double check here.
But I can't find. Not that it matters too much. They do most of it. They don't even develop a whole lot.
Yeah.
And even most of the stuff they develop doesn't make it to the States. They mostly just publish games, and NIS America publishes those in America anyway, so.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, if that's the case, then they probably won't even be doing a live press conference. It'll probably just be a small little thing, and we'll just hear about the information in the morning or tomorrow night or whenever exactly they're having it.
Yeah, well, I guess the next big thing I'm looking forward to is Ubisoft and Sony. Because those are my other two usual brands.
Yep, we got all the rest
I
of the
mean,
big dogs tomorrow.
yeah, I mean, Ubisoft has a big hole to fill now that they don't have a. They're laying Assassin's Creed rest finally.
That's all right. They have the Division.
Oh Jesus.
All right. Well, we'll leave the Ubisoft talk for tomorrow because I think that's Ryan's. I think that's Ryan's area. So I'll let him talk about that tomorrow. All right. So I'm gonna hop off Discord. Thanks for talking, Nick. I will talk to you tomorrow. Talk more about all the stuff that's been announced.
All right.
All right. Later. All right, guys. So I'm gonna wrap it up for tonight. But like I said, we'll be back tomorrow. At let's see here. So the stream will be going live tomorrow at. Now that I'm trying to think of the time, 9 a.m. Pacific time. So we'll be going live at 10:30 a.m. tomorrow, Central Time with Microsoft pre-show discussion. That's